All right, today we're jumping into something called online analytical processing, or OLAP. We're going to see how it's the key to turning all that raw data you have into some seriously powerful reports and insights. So, let's be real. Your database, it's jam-packed with information, right? Every sale, every customer interaction, every single click. But here's the thing. Having a ton of data isn't the same as having answers. The real trick is figuring out how to get from just recording what happened to truly understanding why it happened. And that question really gets to the heart of it. The kind of database that runs your day-to-day business, well, it's built for speed and efficiency for processing transactions. It's not really built for deep, soul-searching analysis. To get those game-changing insights, we need a totally different way of thinking. And the difference really comes down to design. You've got your operational databases, what we call OLTP. Think of them like a super fast cash register, just logging one transaction after another. But for analysis, for business intelligence, we need dimensional databases, or OLAP. These are designed to pull together tons of historical data in a way that's perfect for flexible reporting. So how do we bridge that gap between the fast cash register and the deep analysis? Well, we use a data warehouse. And I love this analogy. It's like a distributor. It goes out, grabs all the raw data from different systems, cleans it all up, processes it, and then neatly stocks the shelves for analysts and business users to come and find exactly what they're looking for. Okay, so the shelves are stocked with clean, organized data. Now what? How do we actually turn that into the fast, flexible reports we've been talking about? It all boils down to two fundamental ideas: measures and dimensions. First up, we have the measure. And honestly, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the numerical data you actually want to analyze, the what of your question. Things like sales price, or the quantity of items sold, or the order total. These are the core numbers we're going to be digging into. But numbers by themselves are pretty meaningless. A sales total of $10,000 doesn't tell you much without context. And that's where dimensions come in. These are the categories we use to slice and dice our measures. We want to look at sales by customer, or by product, or over a specific period of time. Dimensions are what give our numbers meaning. So we organize all of this using a nifty structure called a star schema. It sounds technical, but the concept is really straightforward. You have a central table called a fact table, and that's where all your numbers, your measures, live. Then, connected all around it are the dimension tables, which hold all that rich context: your customer info, your product details, and time. This structure is absolutely the key to making analysis fast. And this star schema is what lets us build the legendary OLAP cube. Now, the best way to picture this is to think of a Rubik's Cube. Imagine one face is the product dimension, another is the time dimension, and another is the customer dimension. The tiny cubes inside hold the actual data, the sales numbers. This structure is what makes it blazingly fast to spin that cube around and look at your data from any angle you can imagine. Okay, that's enough theory for a bit. How does this actually work in the real world? Let's take a look at how we can use this cube to actually explore our data and, find some answers. So we can start off with a pretty high-level report. If you've ever used a pivot table in something like Excel, this will look super familiar. Here, we're just looking at the total quantity of products sold broken down by city. It gives us a nice bird's eye view. But what if we're curious and want to know more about what's happening in San Antonio? And this is where the magic of OLAP really shines. With a single click, we can drill down. Boom, we just expanded San Antonio. And now we can see the sales for every single individual customer in that city. The amazing part is, the system didn't have to run a whole new, slow query. It just instantly revealed another layer of detail that was already in our OLAP cube. It makes exploring data incredibly fast and interactive. So exploring data is one thing. That's super useful. But OLAP also lets us do more structured, formal analysis. For example, how can we use this data to figure out not just who our customers are, but who our absolute best customers are? For that, we can use a classic and really powerful technique called RFM analysis. It's brilliant in its simplicity. It just ranks every customer based on three simple factors. R is for recency, how recently did they buy something from you? F is for frequency, how often do they come back and buy more? And M is for monetary, how much money do they actually spend? The way it works is you score each customer on all three of these things, usually on a simple scale like 1 to 5. So a customer who bought yesterday, buys every week, and spends a ton might get a perfect 555 score. Someone else might be a 112. Suddenly, you have a super simple way to segment your absolute best customers from the ones who are at risk of churning. It's incredibly powerful. So far, pretty much everything we've looked at has been about the past, what's already happened, who our best customers have been. But what if we could take this to the next level? What if we could use all this data to actually predict the future? Can we go from analysis to forecasting? The answer is yes, we absolutely can. And that brings us to the exciting world of data mining. This is where you apply some pretty sophisticated statistical and mathematical techniques to uncover hidden patterns in your data. The goal here isn't just to report on the past, it's to make solid predictions about the future, like which customers are most likely to leave, so you can make smarter decisions today. Whew. All right, let's just take a breath and do a quick recap. We started by seeing why your standard transactional database, your OLTP system, just isn't built for analysis. Then we saw how OLAP systems use measures, dimensions, and the star schema to build that powerful OLAP cube. From there, we unlocked cool stuff like drill-down reporting and RFM analysis for ranking customers, which finally opens the door to data mining for predicting what comes next. When you put all this together, you can really transform your database from being just a simple record keeper into something more like a crystal ball. You literally get the power to analyze the past in incredible detail and make educated predictions about the future. So that just leaves one big question. What's the first thing you're going to ask your data? Hey, if you found this explainer helpful, maybe share it with a friend or a colleague who'd also get something out of it. And of course, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks so much for watching.